Well, I tell you what, folks, here we are, son. We're at a pond. I've never fished it before. It's a lake. A guy said, I asked him, is there any place to launch? He says, no, you need four-wheel drive. There's a pump here. This isn't really a launch ramp. This is just a thing that they pump water. And nobody ever launches here. He said, I don't know how good it is. I mean, it's like maybe, there's got to be fish in it, though. Because, see, there was a canal here years ago, and that canal's been there 20 or 30 years. So you know there's some bass in that canal. And now they've dug this whole thing out about 8 or 9 years ago. And I said, well, what's in here? He says, I don't know. So we're going to find out. Maybe some big bass. 8 or 9 years old and never been fished. I got a trolling motor. And I got a main engine too. This little boat, the thing about it, there's ponds that you just have to do a kamikaze launch deal. That's kind of what I'm doing now. So try it. Okay. We're out. Off to see the wizard. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, here's the deal. The water's kind of dingy right here. And look, you can't see very far down the water. So I'm going to try something like a spinnerbait to start with, because it's early in the morning and the water's pretty deep right here. This is a deep pond. Look, I see an alligator right there. There's an alligator right there. I said there's not a lot of one. Spinnerbait trick. How big is it? It's a very big one. Oh my heavens. Look at the size of this guy. Woo! I got a good one. I got a good one, folks. Big old spinnerbait bass. Yes, sir. Look at this guy. Oh! Yes, sir. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I love it. I love it. Hey, look how fat he is. First bass I've caught in this lake. And you know, it's a virgin lake. There's not a hook mark in them. Big old 4 or 5 pounder, 4 pounder maybe. But look, it's just all fresh. He's just never been caught before. Just a brand new fish. Ooh, son. And there might be more. Somebody laugh about YouTubing it, son. All right, let him go. Look at that thing. That's one of the spinnerbaits I designed years ago, and we brought it back on the market. Mega Strike did, but anyway, I designed that. I mean, that's part of it I designed. That's the blade part, and then the Bobby Urich, the guy that makes a Mega Strike, he designed the body of this thing. Anyway, that's a good color, good deal. Just, you know, this is what I call slow roll. Just going slow with it. I mean, it's just not really rolling, it's slow. There's a bunch of boulders or something underneath the water right there. I'm gonna pull out a little bit farther. Just find it slow and easy. It's a good one. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's a big one, son. It's a big one. It's a real big one. Ooh, son, it's a big fish. It's a big fish. It's a big fish. I don't know how big. Oh, heavens, 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 heavens. This spinnerbait's getting them big, son. Oh, look at the size of that one. It's a big one. It's the biggest one I've caught in a long time. Oh, oh, son. It's like 8 or 9 pounds. Oh, son, I'll tell you what. Big old spinnerbait. Big old spinnerbait. Man, that's a giant. That's a giant. Man, that's a YouTube giant. That's a big, big old fish. Look at the size of him. I gotta take some still pictures. Well, now I got my fish brain pictures. I tell you guys, I've been posting on Fish Brain. I talk all about how I catch the fish, so it's kind of a big deal. I don't have a way to weigh it. I think it's close to 9 pounds. It's a big, big, big bass. I'm gonna let it go. Whoa, son, let it go. Way to go. Now that is a bass, son. That's a big bass. You know, when I designed this spinnerbait years ago, it was for catching really big fish at Lake Okeechobee, like 25 years ago. And this willow leaf, actually I had a 6, this is a 5 willow leaf. But there on the original one I had a number 6, was even bigger. I didn't catch a lot of fish. You don't catch a lot of fish on this. This is a big, big, giant spinnerbait with a number 5 blade. You don't catch many fish on it. But look what I've caught today. I've caught 2 monster bass. I mean, really big bass. And that's what you catch on that thing. You don't catch many, but you catch some big ones. Son, let's go up this bank a little bit farther. I'm excited. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I'm gonna come back here tomorrow. Now, I don't know about this lake. I mean, I've never fished this lake. But look at that boulder. Now, you know there's an occasional boulder. It's the only boulder I've seen. But now, if there's another boulder out here somewhere, and I happen to bump into it, I'm watching that depth finder, and I'm looking for those things. But really, something irregular like that. That seems like the last couple big fish that I've caught were off of some kind of boulders that I felt with the spinnerbait. I didn't know they were there. I hadn't seen them on the depth finder because I hadn't ever fished the lake before. But I did feel something with the spinnerbait, so it was probably a boulder like that. But it's deep here. I'm like 6 feet deep. The back of the boat is 6 foot off the shoreline. It's almost 7 feet deep. Right here, right here. It's way deep. It's way deep. It's way, way, way deep. I'm going to get as close to that point as I can with this cast and just kind of bump it, you know, throw past it. That's the whole deal, throw past it, let it sink down, and then as I come by it, hold on, son, about to be a big one. You know, I can't believe these fish. Oh, I had a bite. Maybe it wasn't big, but I had one. He bit it. You know what I'm doing here? I'm looking at the depth finder. If you look at the depth finder real quick, you see, in fact, you look at it right now, it's dropping. We're just a few feet off the bank. It's in like 10 feet of water. And we're just a couple feet off the bank. So this is a deep old rock pit. You can see the big cranes and stuff. They're just digging with big drag lines, and it's just deep as heck out here. Now there might be some little ridges out here, so that's another deal. But for right now, I don't know where the ridges are. I'm just going close to the bank, and the last 2 fish that I can tell that happened, there's a few boulders, and you see there's a boulder right behind the boat. And there's a few boulders that are maybe sticking out a little bit farther. And I think those 2 last big fish were off boulders. I think they were boulders. I don't know where the boulders are. I've never fished this lake before. It's a brand new deal. So I don't know anything about it. I've only gone a little ways. I don't know if I'm going to catch any more or not. I bet I am. Pretty place. Oh, I got one. Oh, he got off. He got off. Not a lot of bass in this lake, but there's some big ones. Not a lot of little ones. There's one. I said there's not a lot of little ones. I don't know if that's... I said there's not a lot of little ones, and all of a sudden there's a lot of little ones. Oh well. He's good and healthy. You know, all these bass are, well, they're virgin. They've never been caught before. Well, you know, you never know. And really, let's face it, you don't just catch 4 and 5 and 6 and 9 pound bass very often without catching a few small ones. So I don't know what's in the lake. I'm sure there's a couple more big ones, But for sure there's some little ones. Beautiful spot. Come on, bass. Gotta be one here. There's one. Oh, heavens. Look what I got. Look what I got, folks. That's one of the problems. Big old garfish. Oh, heavens. I'm glad he got away. I'm glad he got away. Glad he got away. Well, folks, we've had an interesting day today. I mean, that 9-pound bass was something big. But you know, I've given you some really good pointers, I think. One, I showed you how to slow roll, just a real slow retrieve because it's so deep on the edge. And the second thing I did was I talked about the boulders and the little points and stuff. So you gotta find something different. You know, that's the whole key to these long straight banks like this. Something that's out of the ordinary, a big boulder or a point. That's the way to do it. And then have a good heavy tackle and have a really good spinnerbait, a big bass spinnerbait like this one really helps. And you'll catch a big old bass. But anyway, hey, that's the YouTube tip of the day.